In this video tutorial, I'm going to show you how to set up the awning on your AusRV LX. You will have already seen the main tent setup video. What you want to do a little bit different for when you're putting the awning up is once you've put all your spreader poles into your main tent, leave them open. Don't lock them into place and lower the bow poles to make accessing the zipper across the top when attaching the awning a lot easier. What I've done in preparation is laid all my poles out according to the pole diagram, roughly where they'll need to go in the awning. That way, as I put the awning up, I can literally grab which pole I need and put it in place and work my way through. What I'll also do is put some ropes and pegs already pegged into the ground in the correct positions for when the awning is up. If it's windy or I want to support the awning while I'm erecting it, I can simply connect the rope, tighten it up, and that'll assist me with putting it up. Before zipping on my awning roof, what I'm doing is connecting all of my ridge poles, which are a C3 pole. They have a hook at one end and a flat tab with a hole on it on the other. I'm hooking them into the eyelets inside each sock on the bow poles inside. It's important once you're putting your tent up to make sure that you line up these eyelets with the sock inside the tent. That'll make sure your tent is square from left to right and make it easier to connect these. And we simply hook them into the eyelet, extend it a little bit to make it easier for putting up. Now I can zip on my awning roof. When zipping the awning to the main tent, the zipper starts at the back of the camper here. So that's where you'll find the slide and get the zip started. On the zipper tag, there's actually a cord to assist you in pulling the zipper along. Or what I like to do is use a window pole with a hook in the end of it and use that to pull the zipper along the roof line. I find for me, it works a lot easier. We'll get it started and get the awning up. Once you've got your awning zipped up, don't forget to push down the Velcro on the rain flap over the zipper. My preference with an awning is to start from the center of the awning, then work my way out to the ends. The reason I do this is you'll see this pole is freestanding. I've got my ridge pole on top on the spigot and my canvas laid either side. And in conditions that aren't too windy, that'll actually stay there. The weight of the canvas will hold that in place. But just in case, so I don't have poles falling over and damaging the spigots, I'm just gonna put a guy rope on it, tighten it up a little bit. That'll keep that nice and steady and allow me to start attaching more ridge poles as I go across. My next step is to grab the next ridge pole and a B3 spigot pole, and I've connected them up. Again, it's staying in place, which allows me to grab the A1 spreader pole, which is a flat tab and a hole either end, and connect the two together. Pop the rope off, put that back on, and connect that up. Now what I can do is bring the canvas over ready for the next step. So once that's on, I can grab my next spreader pole, spigot pole and ridge pole and put the corner on. Once I've got both spreaders on, I can then use the hole in the spigot pole to connect the little hook on the rubber cord to keep the canvas in place. Now I can put on the corner section and get the canvas on top like so. Now I've extended this pole far enough to expose the little hole, and I can put the hook in there, tension this end pole. Now, with both spreaders on top of this spigot pole, I can bring the canvas over and put the spigot through the eyelet. To keep it all steady, I'm going to put my corner rope on and continue working to the other side of the centre. Now I have the awning roughly correct. What I'm going to do is put in all the spreader poles. So there's 2 spreader poles in each section between each vertical pole you see there. I'm not going to lock them in. What I'm then going to do is go in and adjust the main tent back to its correct position, lock all my spreader poles in on the main tent, then do all my final adjustments before I raise the awning to its correct height. Each ridge pole and front spreader pole across the gable of the awning here has a Velcro strap or 2 Velcro straps to secure it in position and hold the canvas in place. So before you get too far and put the entire awning up to full height, go around, Velcro in all of those poles. Then once we raise the awning up to its full height, I can then grab another pole and go around and lock all my spreader poles in just by reaching up with a rubber boot pole and lock them in position and add another 2 ropes. You want to run a guy rope and peg for every pole. In extra windy conditions, run 2 pegs and 2 ropes off each one. And in the event of rain, always ensure that you lower the corners of your awning to make sure water can't pool on top. Critical thing, don't allow water to sit on the awning roof or your main tent roof. Adjust poles wherever necessary to get rid of it. Simply drop your corners down, lower them down to a point where the water physically can't stay on top of that canvas. And another tip, don't have the front of the awning higher than the point where it attaches to the main tent. Gravity will make the water run back towards the tent. It'll run underneath the Velcro flap, into the zipper, into underneath your awning or your annex. So always make sure the front is slightly lower than the attachment point to the main tent. And that, folks, concludes our tuition on setting up the awning on your AusRV LX. Remember, head across to our website and download a copy of the owner manual. There's some great information in there that will help you get years of great use out of your AusRV. And watch the other tuitional videos on our YouTube channel.